My name is Sarah Stern, and I'm the founder and president of the Endowment for Middle East Truth, EMET, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here today. Before we begin, I'd like to thank a few people. First of all, I would like to thank Marlene, wherever you are, Marlene, and all your daughter, and all of your wonderful friends who have come out today from all the way from Florida. I would like to thank the Adelson Family Foundation for their support for all of the educational programs that we offer here on Capitol Hill and throughout the country. I would like to thank Hasbara Fellowships for their contribution to the screening, as well as for the RJC for helping to get the word out. But most of all, I would like to thank the Clarion Fund for producing this fabulous film that we're about to see. Okay, and it is my honor and my privilege to be able to partner with them and to work together with David Coleman, the producer over here. David, raise your hand. And Alex Trayman, I don't see Alex. Alex Trayman, the director of the film. Okay. Today we're living in a time when the entire free Western world as we know it is being threatened by a brutal regime in Iran with nuclear and hegemonic ambitions. They have been the destabilizing influence in the Middle East, responsible for the equipment, recruitment, and training of Hezbollah and Hamas. Ever since the 1979 Khomeini Revolution, the Iranian regime had declared war on America. Its very first act was the taking of a hostage of American embassy officials in 1979. In 1983, it bombed the U.S. Marine barracks in Beirut, Lebanon, killing 241 American servicemen. No one doubts that it was responsible for the first World Trade Center bombing commanded by the blind Sheikh Amr Abdullah Rahman. This regime is like a hydra, a many-headed monster, stretching its grasp into Iraq and Afghanistan, where they've been responsible for the manufacture and shipment of IEDs, heavy arms, and advanced roadside bombs, and where they have been responsible for supporting elements of the Iraqi insurgency, killing both Sunni and Shiite alike. This crazed theocratic regime thinks that it will bring the coming of the 12th Imam, their Messiah, by using these weapons against America and particularly its ally Israel. They have made their intentions perfectly clear. The writing is on the wall. Yet there are beautiful, freedom-loving dissidents in the street who have been crying out for our support to overthrow the mullahs and to replace that regime with a Western-style democracy. Since the fraudulent result of the June 12, 2009 elections have been announced, they have very bravely taken to the streets, risking everything, including their very lives. Everyone remembers the beautiful face of the young demonstrator, the 26-year-old Nada Aja Sultan, as she was bludgeoned to death while going to one of the post-election charade demonstrations. But there are scores of other Nadjers who are anonymously meeting their deaths and disappearing from the streets today. Many of these young freedom fighters are disappearing at the hands of the Basij, never to be heard from again. They're being tortured, raped, and summarily executed. Natan Sharansky, perhaps the world's most famous dissident, has said that the basic lesson of his lifelong struggle for freedom was for the oppressed to find the inner strength to confront evil, and for those of us who are fortunate enough to live in freedom, such as us in this great country, it is our obligation to find the moral clarity to be able to see evil. We are here today to recognize that evil. The first person that I would like to introduce to you today is perhaps one of the greatest and most passionate advocates of the Green Movement in Iran, and he has been an incredibly knowledgeable scholar about the Iranian nuclear problem. Dr. Michael Ledeen is a scholar at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. He has written so many books that if I read the names of all of them, I would allot my entire time. He's the author of more than 20 books. He's served as a consultant to the National Security Council, the State Department, and the Defense Department. He's also served as a special advisor to the Secretary of State. He holds a PhD in modern European history and philosophy from the University of Wisconsin and is taught at Washington University in St. Louis and the University of Rome. It is really a profound honor and pleasure to introduce you to Dr. Michael Ledeen. Thank you. Oh, Michael, I just looked around the room before. I just want to recognize there are many of my favorite congressmen here. Congressman Elliot Engel from New York. Thank you so much, Democrat. Thank you. Congressman Sodrell from West Virginia. Thank you so much. All right. Mike Sodrell and his beautiful wife, Kinda. Congressman Alan West, newly elected from Florida. Yeah! And Congressman David McKinley, also from West Virginia. You're doing something right in West Virginia. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, thank you. Here's Michael Ledeen.